there, y'all. I'm Lillian, and it's a real pleasure to meet you. This right here is my little corner of the world, filled with stories that stretch from here to over yonder. I've spent a good chunk of my life walking through the pages of both my stories and those of countless others. And let me tell you, it's been one heck of a ride. As a daughter of the South, I've got stories in my blood, and I'm here to share that passion with you. I've got some good treats lined up for you today. We're going to cover not only how to write your story, but also how to sell it in such a busy marketplace. Especially when the digital tech world is taking over by storm, it's important that you position yourself, your story, and your book to stand the test of time. But first, let's pay some bills. A word from our lovely sponsor.
At Black Seeds Publishing, we believe in the power of stories. Stories that inspire, educate, and leave a lasting legacy.
Whether you're a minister, a creative soul, a hard-working parent, or an entrepreneur with vision, your story is important.
Your words have the power to enlighten, to heal, to motivate. From the pulpit to the playground, from the studio to the boardroom, your stories deserve to be shared.
With over 50 years of combined experience, our team is dedicated to bringing your words to life. From editing and design to marketing, we're here every step of the way.
Join the ranks of storytellers, educators, and visionaries who've trusted Black Seeds Publishing. Let us turn your dreams into reality.
Today, we're kicking off Unlock Your Story, expert writing and publishing tips for aspiring authors. It's a place where we roll up our sleeves and dive headfirst into the art of telling tales that mean something. Whether you're just thinking about starting, or you've got a manuscript that's itching to see the light of day, you've found your spot right here with me. But here's the thing, writing's not just about putting words on paper. It's about finding those stories that live deep inside you, waiting for their moment to shine. It's about the journey, the people you meet in those pages, and the truths we share through our words. So I'm inviting you, yes you, to come along on this adventure. Let's discover those stories together. Stories that not only entertain, but touch the soul. Writing is a powerful thing, y'all. It's got the magic to change hearts, to show us who we are, and to take us places we've never dreamed of. So, grab your pen and let's get started. Together, we're gonna unlock those stories of yours. And who knows? We just might change the world a little bit along the way. Ready to get started? Well, come on then. Let's make some magic happen. All right, friends, let's talk about where every great story begins, the writing process. Now, I know it might seem daunting at first, what with all those ideas buzzing around like bees in a bonnet, but I'm here to help you make sense of it all. First things first, every story needs a backbone, a structure. Think of it like building a house. You wouldn't start without a good foundation, would you? Same goes for writing, whether you're a planner who loves outlines or you prefer to let the story unfold naturally, having a clear direction helps keep those ideas flowing. Let's start with character development. Characters are the heart and soul of your story. I like to begin by jotting down everything I know about them. Their dreams, fears, the way they sip their coffee. It's those little details that make them feel real. You know what I mean? Now, I want to show you a little trick I use. See this? It's a character map. Helps me keep track of who's who and how they all fit together. You can do this any way that makes sense to you. Drawings, lists, even sticky notes on the wall. That's another story for another day. Now, about that character map I mentioned, imagine it as a family tree but for your characters' relationships and traits. It's not just who they are, but how they change, who they love, who they clash with, and why. Let me break it down a bit. Start simple. Put your main character in the center, then branch out to others they interact with. Next to each name, jot down a few key traits: brave, secretive, loyal, whatever fits. Then, draw lines between them. A straight line for strong relationships, a dashed one for complicated ones, and maybe a zigzag for those rocky paths. This visual can help you keep track of interactions and ensure your characters are growing throughout the story. Are they overcoming fears, changing their opinions? It's all right here on the map. And don't worry if it gets messy. Stories are supposed to be a bit tangled, just like life. Speaking of character, boy, don't I have a story for you. My friend John is gonna tell it, and if you stick around, he's gonna give you a special treat from Afrikana Stories to help you really get your hands dirty. Wink, wink. Now would be a great time to grab a snack, download your free workbooks to work along with the video, or enjoy a nice cup of your favorite beverage as John tells the story of a girl named India. It's one of my favorite stories, by the way.
In the quaint town of Macedonia, nestled between whispering forests and ancient hills, lived a creative writer named India. One stormy evening, India stumbled upon an ancient secret, a book titled The Art of Creation, Character Sheets for the Aspiring Storyteller. Inspired by the candle's glow, India embarked on a magical journey, crafting character sheets that breathed life into her stories. She began with Amara, a fierce warrior princess torn between duty and the call of the wild forests. One by one, India brought to life a cast of characters, each with their own dreams, fears, and destinies. With the arrival of spring, the Chronicles of Macedonia was born, a tale that captured the hearts of all who wandered its pages. India's success was not hers alone to cherish. She shared the ancient art of character sheets with fellow storytellers. Thus, the legend of the character sheet spread far and wide, a tool that promised to guide authors through the seas of imagination. And so, dear author, as you stand on the threshold of your own world, remember the tale of India. Let the journey begin. Download your character sheet template now and breathe life into the worlds waiting in the depths of your imagination.
Next up, let's talk about plot. A good plot is like a road trip. You need to know where you're starting and where you're heading, but the real fun lies in the journey. Don't be afraid to take detours. Sometimes the best parts of the story are found on the path less traveled. Going deeper with our plot. Think of it as the journey your characters take, marked by a series of events that push them to grow, challenge them, and ultimately lead them to their destination. But how do you keep it engaging? The key is conflict and resolution. Every good story needs a challenge to overcome. Start with an incident that sets everything in motion, then build up to a major conflict. It's like climbing a mountain. Your characters need to face obstacles, make tough choices, and maybe take a few falls before they reach the peak. Here's a little diagram I like to use. It's got a beginning, middle, and end, sure, but it's the ups and downs in between that make your story sing. Introduce twists, unexpected revelations, and moments of truth where your characters have to confront their fears or desires. This right here, the climax, is your make-or-break moment. It's where the tension peaks and your characters face their biggest challenge. But what comes after is just as important, the resolution. How have they changed? What's different about their world? Your plot is the road your characters travel. It's filled with potholes, detours, and sometimes a stretch of smooth sailing, but it's their journey that makes the ending satisfying. So don't rush it. Let your story unfold at its own pace, and trust me, your readers will thank you for it. And y'all, remember, writing is about exploration. It's okay to write something down and decide it doesn't fit. That's what editing's for, but we'll get to that later. I'd love to hear how y'all are doing with your stories. Drop a comment below with a little snippet of your work, or share how you're approaching your writing process. There's nothing I love more than hearing from fellow storytellers. All right, darlings, that wraps up our dive into the writing process. Remember, every great story starts with a single word, so pick up that pen and start writing. Your story is waiting to be told, and I can't wait to see where it takes you. Stay tuned for our next segment, where we'll tackle the editing beast together. It's going to be a hoot, I promise. Until then, keep writing and keep dreaming. Bye for now.
Sometimes it's hard to focus, just to persevere and just to make it, but everything that's within your grasp, you gotta take it, you gotta go hard.